Hey guys, and welcome to the new Schematic podcast. This time we are talking about the April update of Planet Coaster announced at PAX East a week ago. And this time I'm joined by BlindIRL, Freethebear, and Pharohs. Hey guys.
Hey.
Hello.
Heyo.
So first of all, I will introduce myself and the other guys, and then we start. I'm AdfoTV. You probably know me from my own channel. I'm playing a lot of Planet Coaster. Well, not recently, but I will be back soon. And next one to introduce is Blind.
Hi, my name's Blind, but you can call me Greg. I stream video games on twitch.tv/BlindIRL. I like keeping things short.
Yeah, so I'm Bear or Freethebear, and I'm doing YouTube videos on youtube.com/c/Freethebear.
Okay, well, I'm Pharohs or Pharohs24. You can find it on Twitch or YouTube. I do Planet Coaster mainly, and yeah, that's me.
So, let's start with the first topic, that's scenery. We have seen quite a few scenery pieces in a trailer you can see right now in the video. And yeah, guys, what do you think of the new scenery pieces?
Looks good. I can't wait to use some of them.
Where should we start?
Well, I think we should start with science.
Okay, so science and scaling has always been a thing with Planet Coaster. I don't know. It's just, if you look at those signs, I suppose there will be a video on the podcast right now.
Yeah.
You can see that scaling. It's okay in the situation because you're actually aiming for that unrealistic look and sort of comic-y.
Mm-hmm.
But when you want to do some theme park situations, and it's often happening, those signs just don't work out. They are always way too big.
I find myself never using them and just using the little overhangs for the stalls at the very least, because they seem to fit in a lot better. Also, some of the shops have like bigger signs and then often a second smaller one as well. Like I think it's most obvious with I think it's Pizza Pen over in the corner. Yeah, there's like the big Pizza Pen and the giant slice of pizza, and then the tiny little Pizza Pen sign as well. And I know that there's one for Chief Beef as well, but I'm just looking around and I don't see the small versions of all of these signs. So I don't know. I don't really use the shop signs much, but maybe that's just me.
Yeah, me neither. I don't really use them that much as well.
Yeah, same.
Mainly because I don't really use much shops at all, really. I just focus on the architecture and other parts, so this isn't that big of a thing for me, but it might be for other people.
Well, as Bear mentioned, if you're going for the larger than life look, they serve their purpose.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I have to agree with you, Blind. I like the smaller signs way more than the bigger ones. Because they are the only one that really fit. But I'm really glad to see some new signs for the shops that were introduced in the winter update and haven't got any signs yet. So yeah, that's a good thing, I think.
Yep.
Yeah, definitely.
So next up, small scenery stuff like chains and ropes we could see in the trailer.
So good.
Yeah, I'm a fan.
When I look at those ropes, I know that they're just a solid texture, but man, I really wish they were a thing where you click one place and then click where you want to attach it to.
Oh, that would be so good.
When I saw those ropes, everybody got really excited, and then I just looked at them and went, man, I'm depressed now. Like,
Oh, that would be so cool. I never thought of that.
I know what I want here, and I know that they're not going to do it, but man.
Yeah, I'm kind of afraid that it will have the same issue like the electric cables right now, because they are, I think there's a 2 meter and up to 8 meter long versions, but no 1 meter or half meter, and yeah, that's...
Yeah.
There's a section of the video where you can see the Gulpy sign and then the Pizza Pen sign, and there's a tree in the middle. There's 3 ropes there. There's what looks like 2 the same size, then one that's slightly smaller. I'm looking for another rope in the video right now. Yeah, if you rewind over to where the ice cream cone is, I'm sorry for your editing if you decide to actually follow along with me here. There's a pip shot and then an ice cream cone, and then I think that's the 3rd rope. So my assumption here is those are the 3 different ropes we're going to have to work with.
I really hope they will go for straight ropes as well.
Yeah.
Just like they did
Yeah,
with the
that'd be good.
cables.
I'm scanning this video for straight ropes and I don't see any.
Yeah. Me neither.
Yes, same.
But what you can see in the background on the hot dog, beneath the hot dog squad sign, is something similar. And that is being a steel chain.
Yeah.
Which is sort of something similar, but in a slightly different style.
I see that being used in many ways, like fences or different types of steampunk architecture or medieval stuff.
Hanging off the bottom of a bridge.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting to see what people make.
Inside of tunnels and whatnot.
I mean, some people are going to make some crazily stupid things out of it that you would just never thought of doing, but that's what I love about Planet Coaster as well.
Super red.
Says the guy who made a pillar out of a board. But anyways. Shh. Shh. I don't know, that's on your YouTube channel. Come on.
Next up, fencing. Or fences, I mean.
Fencing? There's fencing in this game?
Oh,
Fences.
a new sport.
Yeah.
My sad thought about these fences is that they're just props. And part of me really, really wishes that they were like a checkbox when you're building a pathway. Because what I really wish they did was when you're building a pathway and it has the option to just have fences on it, you could just click this fence and just stick it there.
I'm kind of glad they're not like that though. I'm glad they're props because it means we have more flexibility with using them.
I want both.
True. Yeah.
I mean, the best option would be to give the option if you want it as a path following thing or the other one.
To be honest, I'm not quite sure if I remember correctly, but if I do, both said something like you can adjust height and length.
What?
But don't quote me
Really?
there.
When and where?
That's a good point because some of them are weirdly scaled.
Huh.
Wow. That'll be good though.
Okay. See, I thought that was just Planet Coaster being eclectic and weird. But man, that's interesting.
But as I said, don't quote me there. I might be wrong.
Okay, moving on.
Yeah,
What's next?
next one is arches. I have arches on my list. To be honest, I'm not quite sure what I meant with arches.
I'm not sure either.
Yeah, I'm looking at this going, I don't see any arches. I know I blew somebody's mind just for a little bit of a comedic statement, but the other day I blew somebody's mind because he's like, those blue walls are new. I'm like, no, you can just change the color of the walls. And he goes, you can change the color of the walls? And he's had this game for like since launch. I'm like, you didn't know that?
I was watching a streamer yesterday as well. I don't know if you know him, called Ray Scooter. He
I know, man.
didn't even know you could change the flower colors till yesterday.
Oh.
So it's still a lot of people are learning about these new things.
But anyways, waving flags. They are not in the scenery video, but in the go-kart video. You can see waving flags.
Which is great.
Skipping to the
Yeah.
go-kart video. Also go-karts. I just need to
that's
say.
a topic for later.
I know, but just go-karts.
Hype.
There's actually a lot of scenery in the go-kart video. If you look around, there's like tires and other things, more than just like flags and all the road signs. And I'm pretty sure that in the background of one of the shots, there's like a whole bunch of pieces I don't think I've seen before. So there's a lot more stuff in that go-kart video than even in the scenery video in places. So
To come back to the waving flags, I think the one at the station is just one prop, if I'm correct. And it's kind of disappointing for me that they all have the same animation.
Yeah, I really hope they will put up some different patterns animation-wise, because you can even see in the video greatly that it looks really repetitive.
I just don't like the animated objects really in general, so...
There's a difference between those animatronics animated objects and this stuff, because I actually really enjoy those animated flags, but I really hope we can at least offset the animation or something.
Yeah.
You should just randomly turn on the animation when you place it, so it's slightly different each time.
Yeah.
I'm looking at those tires right now, and I'm thinking in my head, like, there's in main streets often you see things like gas stations and things like, I'm trying to like just stuff that I like gas memorabilia. So I'm looking at this going, man, I really wish there was a gas pump, but there isn't. So I guess I'm gonna have to keep building my own gas pumps. But I like those tires a lot. I think those tires are actually my favorite thing that they've added. I know it's like it's such a dumb piece, but they're obviously recolorable because I'm staring at these tires right now and I'm going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different colors. I'm seeing a red one. I'm seeing two different types of blue, a gray one, a bunch of black ones, and white ones. So it's like multicolored tires. Yes, please. Giant rainbow tire tower. Let's go.
Oh god,
it's gonna happen. So
Planters.
Yep. That was the first thing that came to my mind when I saw those tires.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Put a tree in it. Done.
Yeah.
I also just noticed something. Just looking at the video now, it's not related to the signs or the tires, but in the water, it looks like they've retextured a light source or something.
Correct.
I don't know what it is.
Isn't that a floodlight?
Oh, that's
floodlight?
yeah, that's a floodlight.
But they retextured the floodlight then, 'cause I swear it didn't have that many white circles in it. I swear it used to be quite...
No, there's a small and the big one. That's a big
Did the
one.
big one have that many small circles in it? Today I learned. I thought I had lots a few big circles.
To be fair, I've never looked directly at one, so I don't know.
Well,
I think
man.
Sam's right though.
Yeah. Okay. Good. I'm not going crazy. I swear they used to have like 12 circles or something inside the lights, and that was it.
Yeah, I remember the texture not being that high resolution, to say it the least. That one looks better.
I think it is the light.
I think we're dwelling on this light too long.
Yeah, exactly. And that's basically it for scenery, because I'm pretty sure there will be many more scenery pieces in the update, but we have no idea what they are right now. So
it's gonna be fun to go through.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So let's move on to the next topic. Blueprints, guys. Discuss.
Great thing for casuals.
Quoted me exactly.
Well, what I think is that they could really integrate master builders in there and just tell them, hey, can you make us a low poly blueprint? Because no offense, but those blueprints aren't the most realistic and blue and beautiful thing ever.
They're uninteresting. I think in things like this, with games like this, when you have a lot of casual players, I don't think realism is particularly important. What I think is important is interesting blueprints, and my concern with them is they're just kind of boring. And from the player's perspective, from a casual player's perspective, I see a lot of casual players on a day-to-day basis in my stream. They just want to build stuff, and they just want to build stuff that looks cool. And the blueprints are all very simple, and I know for a fact there are a lot of people who play this game that just go through what's new or what's popular and just download that and just build that, and then they just play the game around it. And that's how a lot of people play Planet Coaster. So having easier access to either the workshop or, as Bear mentioned, the master builders, is important in my opinion, almost more so than the what they're adding in. I mean, it's cool that they're going to have more default blueprints, because there's a lot of empty blueprint tabs in the game if you haven't downloaded any, and I think it's important that those are all filled up. But at the same time, I think those blueprints are a little boring.
Agreed.
It's just kind of the long short of it. And that being said, I do totally agree with Bear that it would be really cool if they just kind of came up to us master builders and were like, hey, could like each of you guys make us one thing? We'll pick the best 3 or something. You know?
I mean, they always have to look on performance, because casuals want stuff, but they always have to consider that it keeps good performance.
Well, I mean, they could start by asking, just let us build a coaster without any theming.
Yeah.
And you wouldn't have any problems with.
Exactly. Like just give us but the problem is, if they got us to do it though, the problem is we would make stuff that had terrible ratings because, well,
It looks pretty.
Yeah. But anyways, what's the next topic?
Crime and security would be
Right.
the next topic. So it's a new feature that will be in the game with the April update. Basically, yeah.
I have a question about,
Yeah.
have they released any images of the UI for the security yet?
No.
Because I have this dream, which I don't think that they're going to complete, but my dream is that because you can build security cameras, essentially, for those of you who missed the announcement, you can build security cameras around your park, keep an eye on different areas of your park. I want like I kid you not, Five Nights at Freddy's-esque screen where I can just flip between the security cameras. I don't know if they're going to give that to us, but man, I really want that, because that would be fun. I'm just thinking editing for cinematics. Oh man, like that would make machinima possible, man.
But that's really dreaming, because it's
I know.
another perspective and more rendering in one
I
screen.
know.
Well, to be honest, I'm not sure if that's a big issue, because you can switch to the first-person view of any person in the park.
Yeah.
No matter
Yeah,
if
true.
guest or employee. So why not switching to the cameras?
You could just put like a small overlay with like it says
Yeah.
recording or something on top of it.
But let us talk a little bit about how security and crime will work. If I understood them correctly, it's basically if you have bad park ratings because of bad management, it will attract pickpockets that come to your park and steal from other guests.
Yeah, they're loner guests that come in quite literally by themselves, that come in with the intent to cause damage. The way they were referring to it, they almost made it sound like if you're staring at your park and keeping an eye on what's going on, you'd maybe even be able to spot them just on site. That's the wording I got out of it, especially with them releasing the animation of the pickpocket specifically. It kind of feels like one of those things where the more experienced player will just be able to kind of stare at it and be like, I see something fishy here, and just be able to grab them. So I think the security this whole security guard thing is going to be excellent for new players, new players and returning casual players. I was just talking with a couple of my friends who are very heavy strategy gamers, and quite frankly couldn't give a rat's rear end about designing stuff and making things look realistic. So all they care about is making the most profitable park possible, and to them that's more mechanics, which makes the game more in depth, which makes the game more interesting and more appealing, or extremely annoying.
But so yeah, it's a great addition for the management part, and really adds a lot to it. But what I'm worried about is the sandbox mode. What happens?
Hold on for a second. Just to clarify, pickpockets are stage 1 crime, and stage 2 crime is people destroying benches and bins in your park.
Yeah, and you have to replace them, and that's where my point goes.
You have to replace them or pay engineers to replace or fix them, but that will cost you money.
If it's in sandbox, that doesn't matter though, does it? Because it's unlimited.
You just pay everybody maximum amount, pay your security maximum amount. Like, give 10 security guards $100,000 a month. I'm sure you're not going to have any problems.
If it's automated, so if a bench gets destroyed and then a mechanic or someone comes along and fixes it straight away, and you don't have to do anything to fix it yourself, then I think it's not that big of a deal.
Well,
if they destroy it and you have to manually place a new one, then that's a problem.
The question is if you can say how often those events happen, because realistically thinking, vandalism and that stuff doesn't happen too often at theme parks.
Well, neither does vomiting.
True.
I mean, yeah, but that's something different. And well, I
funny.
really hope you can at least say I want it to happen less in my park, because I could even see that ruining cinematic shots if there's a guy
Yeah,
just
point.
destroyed your bench. You wanted to do
He's
a
taking
cinematic shot.
Cinematic shot. This dude just walks up and just like roundhouse kicks your bench. Sorry, but that's funny.
That sums it
That
up.
is really funny.
Yeah.
That is really funny. You could have outtake reels.
But yeah, that's a good point. I haven't thought about it yet.
I mean, it does add to the interestingness of what's going on in the world. I don't know. I think security is more of a positive than a negative. I think being able to completely disable it in sandbox mode would be amazing. But at the same time, I think security is more of a positive than a negative for the game overall, assuming the mechanics aren't just annoying.
Yeah, let's
Yeah.
move on to the new flat rides. There are 3 new flat rides. The Zuzu, the Big Wheel, and the... Oh my god. Please help me out. What
Elixir
what was-
machine,
Oh yeah, exactly. That was
I
the
think.
name.
Elixir machine sounds right. Yeah.
I would go on that ride.
It looks painful.
That's all I'm going to say.
Wait, which one are we talking about here?
The Elixir machine.
It looks painful.
Looks fun.
Look, I'd ride it, but it
Well,
would probably hurt my back.
We have somebody here who already rode it in real life.
Oh,
Yeah, I did.
Oh, wow. Is it good?
It was kind of fun, but yeah, in the same way, a little bit painful because your head smashing to the restraint all the time. Yeah, but that's not the point. I was trying to go, but fun fair.
Hmm.
Who's triggered?
Okay. To clear that up, there's somebody in the round, which is apparently being me, who likes to complain about new flat rides being in the funfair look. And, well, the Elixir machine isn't that much, honestly. That one is looking pretty like it's supposed to be there in place and not being mobile
Now-
or something.
Can you
But,
explain what you mean by funfair?
Funfair is when you can see a lot of steel structures that could easily be hidden in theme parks where the ride is just static and isn't supposed to be moving around like the next
So
month.
easily disassemblable rides.
Yeah,
Hmm.
Okay.
and you have to look on that look on many rides in the game, like the new Twister they added. Sort of has that extra platform and you can see the whole steel structure be around it and stuff. And I'm not really a fan of it.
I would say that I prefer the funfair look over this ride is science fiction, and this
Yeah,
ride
sure.
is
Yeah,
this theme. So if I have the option,
I can kind of agree with you on that one. Yeah. I don't like how it's already pre-themed.
it's much more generic, if anything.
It allows for more flexibility in your designs.
Can kind of go anywhere. And can easily be packed up into a truck and moved if your entire theme park needs to leave. But yeah, I don't know. Bear can continue ranting if he wants.
Okay, just one slight point to add to that. If we wouldn't have hitboxes, we could easily cover up those structures with whatever we want. So we could just turn every flat ride into whatever theme we actually want to. And that would be, in my opinion, the best solution. But that's just me. I don't know.
no, I totally agree.
Can I just say a devil's advocate thing on that? Because we can't animate objects, it would look weird having giant static things in the middle of it.
Well, I'm talking about the static structures in it, like
Oh, okay.
a pillar or something.
I don't know. I think it'd be weird to build it within the ride itself. I mean, people are already making ride skins, although I kind of hate those.
Yep.
Personally, I
Yeah.
think they look kind of weird. Although I do know somebody who made a Psychola ride skin, which is summoning Satan themed, which was pretty cool. It's like giant upside down pentagram with like fire shooting off of it. I'm like, this is awesome. I kind of want this. But
What's that
Oh yeah, I
Lilliput?
saw it in your stream.
yeah, that was Lilybert who posted that.
Yeah,
But
that was good. I saw him do that.
anyways,
Yeah, when I saw it, I was totally sure that you will be a fan of it. I don't know why.
I like heavy metal, man. I like heavy metal.
So, do we want to talk about the Zuzu for a bit?
Which one's the Zuzu? Oh, yeah.
That's the second one.
It's interesting.
Yep.
I'd ride it again.
I think it's the most fun fairy-ish ride we have.
Yeah, you can see the point there.
Definitely.
Like, you can see...
This looks so thin as well.
In a theme park, they would just put the main holding beam down and have a sort of footer for it in concrete. But you can see the whole metal structure, like having foots and stuff there, which looks super fun fair-like, in my opinion.
I don't think I'm ever going to build this ride.
Yep. Same.
Just ever. I mean, it feels very out of place because everything else in this game is... most of the stuff in this game is relatively modern, right? I think the only time you'll see me building this ride is maybe like by a beach in a park with like no rides and just having a ride in the middle of nowhere. Or maybe like outside of another theme park. But I don't see myself ever building this. Also, there's the fact that it just looks kind of sketchy. And like, it looks like something that's going to, come open and kill somebody.
Yeah.
Fall apart.
I mean, there's a sort of similar ride-ish close to where I live, which did come open. So, like, I don't know. This looks kind of like a zipper, but I actually really like zippers. So, I don't know.
It's interesting, though. It's good that they're still adding more stuff all the time.
I think it's a cool
details.
ride. It's a cool ride, and I really like the little animations in the center. Like if you actually look at the very center of the ride, like right where the pillar connects to the like the almost propeller-like part of it, you can actually see like the little gears, the mechanism that's like spinning the whole thing. And that, like, as somebody who likes animations in video games, I'm probably going to stare at that for the better part of 5 minutes at some point, and then promptly never build it again. But I think that's really cool. Good job on the animations, Frontier.
Exactly, I was just about to say that. If anyone of Frontier is listening to this podcast, good job. But I don't like it.
Good job, and I will never build it. Lots of people will build it.
So, to the next one. The big wheel. Finally, a classical Ferris wheel.
I know. I'm so excited.
That is nice. I like that one. Mainly because I went on it a few months ago, so that's why I like it. It brings back memories.
I mean,
to be honest, I have to admit, I'm kind of like afraid of heights. I can totally ride every freefall tower or coaster, no matter how high, really. But Ferris wheels scare the shit out of me.
Wait,
I don't know why.
Wait. Are you like me, where you can't go on the giant swings?
No problem with them.
See,
just Ferris wheels and observation towers.
How do you go on that? What the hell?
Cat.
How can you? Okay, I can do Ferris wheels. Ferris wheels are lovely, but I can't stand the giant swings that spin. And
they're great.
I've been on one of those once, and there is not enough holding you in. We have one in Playland in Vancouver, which is called the Atmosphere, and it. When they built it, they had to tell people about a week after they built it that no one could wear their shoes on it because people living 18 blocks up the street were finding shoes in their parking lot. Like it like someone's window got broken because someone's boot fell off and like broke somebody's window next to the park. So like
that's amazing.
No. That's all I have to say is no.
Free shows?
Wow.
Just to add to that though, like I can do every theme park ride, but not merry-go-rounds. I get so dizzy on them.
This is just a criticism I have about Planet Coaster in general. I don't like the merry-go-round, or the carousel, or whatever. I don't like it. There's something off about it. It feels too small.
It does feel small, yeah.
Like,
I agree on that.
I feel like it needs to be like 3 times the size.
Yeah.
Well, you do get smaller carousels as well, so maybe they might add a bigger version.
Yeah, I would like a big carousel. Also, this kind of bugs me in the big wheel for the Ferris wheel. It doesn't actually have a loading animation. They just kind of warp into the chair.
Yeah,
I wonder if that's just this is like unfinished footage thing, or if that's what the loading animation is actually going to look like. Because if that's what the loading animation looks like, I'm a little disappointed.
Well,
I'm assuming it's they have one set ride session, and everyone on the ride gets on and gets off at that same point. So someone who's at the top of the ride will get off at that point no matter what as well, instead of having like a 3/4 of a rotation and then they switch people or however long it is. That's what I'm guessing.
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
Which is, yeah.
Yep.
I prefer to have.
You can see a lot of people disappearing to nowhere.
Yeah, they just kind of warp in and out.
It's a shame. It's a nice looking ride though.
So, okay, let's move on. Go-karts. Finally revealed.
They're in the video game. Finally, moving on. Like, what else is there to say? Like,
Wow.
they're go-karts. Okay, we all know what go-karts are. They, just judging by the construction, they're probably going to have the exact same construction mechanics or very similar construction mechanics as the River Rapids ride. That's just what it looks like.
They showed it on stream.
True.
They showed how Sim built it, so you already saw the whole building process, and it was very similar to it. Yeah.
Yeah, I actually skipped through that stream, so I saw them building it. Also, you can paint the tracks.
Yep.
I mean,
Can you? Oh, right.
yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't see that bit.
What more do we need to know?
I think the animation of somebody spinning out on the during the race is great. Really cool add-on.
Yeah.
There's one thing that I kind of wish they would add is I know it's not really an important thing to most people, but the option to have the 2-seater go-karts or the single-seater ones, so you can have different variations in your park as well. So you can have a smaller track for double-seater ones and a proper track for the single-seaters. And
wasn't it just a concept?
It was, yeah. It was a concept, but it'd be good if they added that as well. I think it'd be quite a nice addition because it means more variety as well.
Also, in my experience, theme parks tend to have more of the Disneyland. What is it called? Automobilia? I don't even actually know. The little car ride where you're on a set track where you can't actually like race like go-karts, because I see those as a lot more than straight up go-karts. I don't think I've ever actually seen go-karts in a theme park. I'm sure it exists somewhere.
Yep.
But
Those
not
over here.
not to my knowledge.
There's some small Legoland ones in England.
There are some in Hyde
because I'm
Park.
pretty sure Legoland. I'm probably wrong here, but I'm pretty sure Legoland in California has a set track where you can't actually drive off of it. It's like a safety
But
thing.
Alton Towers used to have like a little learning, pretending to be, well, it was like a kids area with like little learning cars, so you could drive around the little tracks and stuff like that. But I think they changed that to Legoland or something. No, they've changed it to something new now.
A lot of small theme parks have those things. Yeah.
But the important stuff.
Yeah. The big one last. New roller coasters.
Yay!
3 to be exact. Though we only got footage for one of them, the Steel Hydra, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Steel Hydra.
Yeah.
So, what do you think about the Steel Hydra?
It's cool. I don't think I'm ever going to build it, but I like the idea of it.
Why not?
I'm just not a fan of those kind of coasters. Never have been.
I think I'll build one once.
I don't know why. It's just
As a big Arrow fan over here, I really like the addition of these coasters, and I think I'm gonna build some of those, definitely.
But
however, the one shown in the video is not really the perfect example of how to use them. Just saying. And
Nerd.
they have great animations, like those pistons on the car, and they look really accurate.
Yeah.
Aside from the support placement.
I mean, just like
Trust you to see that.
You know, to me the supports they don't look horrendous and they don't look perfect. And when you have an algorithm making your supports for you, yeah, they're gonna look weird.
I think the point Bear is trying to make is not about the look, but the placement.
Yeah, they are actually quite accurate. But look at it when it rides through a curb. They are on the outside, while the car bangs outside as well. Like, what? I actually don't know that much about Arrow suspended coasters, which are those ones, by the way. But thinking of it logically, it doesn't make sense to place the supports outwards if the car
That's true.
bangs outwards as well. And it's not even restricted, because So if, I don't know, some heavy people sit in it and it bangs out too much and then hits one support. Like, what?
You must weigh less than this amount to ride this ride.
Yeah.
I don't know. I honestly, I do not know.
Or Bear, you just have to make custom supports again.
I mean, they're really pretty looking. I think this ride is really nice looking overall, and I will definitely build at least one because, or I'll build them occasionally. I build them every now and again in RCT2, and it's a fun type of roller coaster. It's a little bit simpler to build often because they don't do as crazy stuff, and it's kind of nice to build a roller coaster every now and again where people aren't just. But I mean, I play live, so I have a different situation. But as an edge case, it's kind of nice to build a roller coaster where people aren't constantly saying, "Build more loops." So you know.
We'll have to wait and see.
So the other two coasters are basically the Trident, which is called in the official press release the first of two new shuttle coasters. And Sam, not our Sam, but Frontier Sam, said on stream, correct me if I'm wrong, it's basically a boomerang coaster.
Yep.
Yeah.
He even named Vekoma Boomerang, so it's very likely. I suppose we can show some images of a Vekoma Boomerang, how it looks like in here.
You're cutting the episode, so yeah, it's your job.
So it's great to see a shuttle mode in game, and I'm sure I really hope they would have done it for every coaster type though, so we can get a little more creative. I still hope they are gonna do that, but even if it's only for those two coaster types, it's something new. It's nice.
Saying that the third one is basically described as the bigger, better brother with a thrilling inverted boomerang coaster. So basically it's the inverted boomerang.
Yeah, and to add to that, for people who don't know, this one goes up straight vertically and then gets dropped off, and I have a fear that that element is going to be pre-made or similar to the Goslow drop in game, which is just okay, you build the slant and then you just build a tower and can define their height, and I really don't like that.
Well, I think we can't really talk about much about the coaster because we haven't seen any pictures of it. And they said they haven't showed pictures or animations of it because it's not ready yet, but it will definitely be ready for the update, which will be released on April 11th. So it's less than 1 month, and yeah.
By the way, question: it's 3 shuttle coasters in general, right? So 2 of the Trident ones and 1 Bakasura, right?
Okay, no. How I read the press release, it's the Trident one is the first of Planet's coaster 2 new shuttle coasters.
Oh, okay. Bummer.
Yeah, but if I remember correctly, Sam said on stream there will be 3 new shuttle
that's what I
coasters.
meant. Because there are 2 versions of those normal Vekoma ones. They have a new gen
Probably
one
just different cars, right?
and new trick. It's sort
I
of
don't
a
know.
kids version, I suppose, which they do lately, and it's really great. And I'd love to see that one in game as well.
Yeah, me too, but I don't think that will happen with the next update.
Yeah.
Well, they said the first of 2, which means in this PR in this press release. So it's definitely possible that they'll toss out the rest in a free update later, or like a mini update.
Well, the second one is the Barazura.
Oh,
Bakarasura. Sorry.
the impronounceable word.
Yeah.
Please fix your names, Frontier.
I don't know.
So let's wrap it up. what are you thinking about the update?
Exciting. I look forward to it.
My cat's excited to say hi. If you hear meowing, I'm sorry.
Even the cat's excited
The
for the
news
update.
for now, exciting, but I'd like to see some more stuff.
Like what?
1 or 2 new coasters and a new theme.
I'm sorry. I'll mute my microphone.
Wow.
To be honest, I don't think that more coasters will happen in the update. I mean, let's be honest here, it's a free update, it's not a paid one, so I think a lot of people expecting way too much from a free update.
Yeah, good point again, yeah.
But they've also said that this is going to be the equivalent of a paid season, but free
Did
because
they?
it's the first year.
Did they?
I'm pretty sure they did early on.
Huh.
Well, that's good to know.
So what their plan was, so this is just Frontier's business models for games. At least this is the way they've done Elite. And from what I've gathered, talking to them between TwitchCon and their live streams and whatnot, and just their general, my cat's knocking things off my desk, and just the general way that people they're going about doing things, is they put out the game, which is full price or however much it costs, and then every year they put out essentially a season pass to say you get this next year worth of updates. So this is year 1, which is included in price of product, and then year 2 will be $30 or whatever, and it'll be the same tier of updates throughout the year. So I would consider this your paid DLC that you paid for when you bought the game at this point. So
Didn't know that.
that just seems to be Frontier's business model for the most part.
Would be great.
Interesting. So
Anyways, we should wrap up.
yeah, I think we are through here. So thanks guys for listening. Once again, I'm AdfoTV. You can find my stuff on youtube.com/c/AdfoTV official. That's ADFOTV and official like official.
I have a cat on my keyboard. Hi, my name's Greg. I stream video games on twitch.tv/BlindIRL. You can find me on Twitter at BlindIRL, and then just on Twitch, I'm live like 6 to 10 hours a day.
Great. So I'm Freethebear, and you can find me on YouTube under Freethebear.
Okay. Well, I'm Pharohs. If you search on YouTube, PHAROHS, or on Twitch, it's twitch.tv/Pharohs24, and that's my 2 main things.
Okay, guys. So thanks for listening, and see you next time. Bye.
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 Oh no,
Bye.
not again.
I hate you guys.
Bye. 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 Bye.
Okay, stop.